The hidden half of intelligence. Why AI still misses most of what humans know. Introduction. Artificial intelligence impresses people because it speaks clearly and confidently about almost anything. It writes essays, explains concepts, and produces answers with extraordinary fluency. This creates the illusion that it understands the world in a way similar to human beings. The truth is very different. AI operates inside a narrow digital bubble built from text, images, and video that people have uploaded. Everything outside that bubble, which is most of human experience, remains out of reach. This video looks at the vast areas of intelligence that AI still cannot access and why they matter more than most people realize. The illusion of completeness. When an AI responds smoothly, it feels like talking to something that has a mind of its own. It feels like a system that has absorbed the full spread of human life. That impression is false. Models are trained on what is written down, not what is lived. They inherit the biases of the internet and the narrow cultural footprint of people who publish online. Fluency hides the gaps. It gives the surface of understanding without the depth behind it. This creates a mask of intelligence that is convincing enough to fool even experienced users. The sensory world that AI cannot feel. Human intelligence begins with touch, smell, taste, temperature, and movement. A baker knows when dough is ready because of pressure, texture, and moisture on the palms. A carpenter judges wood by weight, grain, and firmness. A gardener can smell soil and know if it needs water. These are skills carried in the body, not the language. AI can classify images of dough, wood, or plants, but it cannot feel them. It cannot register resistance in a material or warmth in a hand. No model can sense the sweetness of a mango or the salt of the sea breeze. Without direct sensation, it misses entire categories of practical understanding. Cultural knowledge that lives in practice. Culture is not just stories or traditions. It is an entire way of interpreting the world shaped by daily rhythm and shared experience. A gesture might signal respect in one place and offense in another. A ritual may have emotional weight that is invisible to outsiders. Cooking traditions, crafts, and celebrations rely on habits that are passed on through action rather than explanation. Even the latest 2025 models, such as Claude 3.7, Grok 4, and Gemini 2, still misread cultural rituals or produce inaccurate interpretations of ceremonies. These errors reveal how much meaning depends on living inside a culture, not reading about it. Tacit knowledge and the invisible core. Tacit knowledge is the hidden core of human intelligence. It includes intuition, social perception, tone recognition, and silent judgment. People do not learn these skills by reading about them. They learn them by growing up in a world full of signals that are absorbed unconsciously. You can recognize sincerity in a voice without analyzing it. You can sense tension in a room without anyone speaking. These abilities shape every social interaction. AI lacks this entire layer because it has no social presence, no upbringing, and no immersion in real human environments. It can define trust, but it cannot feel when trust is fragile. Language as a lens on reality. Languages do more than label objects. They shape how people think. English divides time using tense. Some Bantu languages classify objects by shape and function, which influences how people notice patterns. Hopi treats events as processes, which changes how speakers understand time. Certain indigenous Australian languages have over 20 distinct words for types of waiting, each capturing a different emotional state. When AI training focuses mainly on English and a few other high-resource languages, Entire worldviews disappear from its internal map of reality. These gaps are not technical issues. They are losses of perspective. Time and the slow growth of human understanding. People grow through time. Children become adults and carry the marks of their experiences. Skills move from effort to mastery as the brain reorganizes through practice. Relationships deepen through trust built slowly. Trauma reshapes how a person interprets the world. Grief changes someone permanently. AI does not age, heal, love, or remember. It does not carry the weight of its past. When a model imitates wisdom, it borrows the language of maturity without the life that creates it. This absence of lived time creates a flatness that smooth speech cannot hide. What embodied AI might learn. Robots with sensors can learn things that language models cannot. They can measure force, weight, and texture. They can adjust their grip through feedback. They can navigate crowded spaces and interpret tone or gesture by watching real people. Embodied learning will improve robotic coordination and task performance. It will allow AI to understand physical constraints, material behavior, and certain aspects of social context. This is an important step forward, but it does not close the deepest gap. Where embodiment still fails. A robot can hold a child's hand, but it cannot feel protective love. It can hand you a glass of water, but it will never worry that you are thirsty. It can walk beside an elderly person, but it cannot fear losing them. Embodied AI has no vulnerability. Nothing can truly harm it in a way that matters to its identity, because it has no identity. Courage requires fear. Compassion requires shared fragility. Morality requires consequences. Embodiment improves skill, but it does not create a self that feels accountable. Knowledge that requires a human life. Some knowledge can only be gained by living. Parenting reshapes a person through responsibility for someone who depends on them completely. Caring for a sick relative teaches patience through exhaustion and love through fear of loss. Grief teaches finality. Long friendships teach forgiveness. Moral character forms through decisions that cost something. AI can describe these experiences, but it cannot live them. These are the foundations of human wisdom, and they remain outside the reach of synthetic systems. Conclusion: AI is powerful, but it is not complete. It reflects the digital world, not the real one. It knows data, not life. Embodied robots will bring new capabilities, but they still cannot cross the line into subjective experience, emotional depth, or moral growth. These limitations are not failures of technology. They are reminders of what makes human beings unique. The hidden half of intelligence is built from senses, culture, vulnerability, and time. That part still belongs entirely to us.